How's it going, everybody? Nerds Rising here, and welcome back to the Nerd Cave. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a very strong team for the Ultra League Summer Cup, featuring one of my very good friends, RealTrackStar. Now, before we get into the commentary here, I do want to give you all a very brief disclaimer. Normally, as a lot of you know, I do have video recording running in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, but for the next couple videos, unfortunately, I will not be able to do that. And the reason is, my wife's extended family and my in-laws are in town for a few days, and I do typically record my videos in the basement at like 3 a.m. and I'm super loud, but basically there's somebody sleeping on every level of my house, so I have been forced into my garage, into my car, and yeah, that's not the most ideal conditions to record a video. So if you appreciate the lengths I have gone through to bring you guys content, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you haven't, because it is quite hot in this car, and as many of you know, you should probably not start your car with the garage closed, just for health purposes. So yeah, we're going to get right into the battles here. Really briefly, the team, as you guys see, Tentacruel, Charizard, Abomasnow, it's actually not an ABB style team like I typically feature. He is going to be ABA weak to electric and things like Swampert on the lead. So with this team, really what you're going to want to do, and this is how RealTrackStar plays this as well, is you're going to want to fight for the lead as best as you can, because your back line definitely needs alignment to succeed, since the typings are very, very different. So that's what you're going to see him do, and he's also running the Surprise Blizzard on the Tentacruel, which you love to see, especially when you're using a Mon that typically runs Acid Spray, because a lot of people are going to be tempted to no-shield that first move. So let's just get right into the battles here. And by the way, RealTrackStar said that he went 20-5 with this team and made it to ace, so pretty strong team. We've got a Pidgeot on the lead here in the first battle, and this is pretty neutral. Tentacruel is extremely bulky, as you guys are going to see, so I definitely think the play is to no-shield the first move here, and it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do, and he does call the bait. Unfortunately, does get debuffed, but Pidgeots, as a lot of you have heard me say, just love to feather dance, so I definitely would have no-shielded that. And surprisingly, the opponent shields the Blizzard as well. I was expecting them to no-shield that and realizing they could easily tank a Scald, and the Tentacruel still survives the Brave Bird and makes it to a Scald. That is absolutely massive, and this Buzzwole is definitely not going to be appreciating this Charizard, and gets the attack drop as well. Tentacruel just put in so much work there, and probably could just farm all the way down. It's going to respect a superpower. It is debuffed. Really wouldn't do that much damage, but just wants to keep his Charizard nice and healthy. And we'll have to see what the opponent is going to come back in with. Does have a lot of energy here, so he is going to bait with the Dragon Claw. I don't mind this play. Blast Burn probably would KO the Pidgeot, so they do shield. And now just go straight for the Dragon Claw. I would have liked to see him just commit to the Blast Burn. We know the Pidgeot just dumped all their energy, so he easily could have made it to the Blast Burn, and unfortunately is going to have to tank a move now. And looks like he's going to call the bait here, but they do full send the Brave Bird there, and his Charizard does go down, but they have a Virizion in the back, so yeah, this is still GG. Abomasnow will definitely be able to tank this game, especially up his shield, as yeah, he's going to outpace here, but definitely would have been better to just build up to the Blast Burn against the Pidgeot. Again, knowing that they just threw the Brave Bird, he would have definitely outpaced, and if they had something in the back that was strong against the Abomasnow, his Charizard was gone, so that could have been a little bit rough, but manages to get it done. Well played there, and gets a very nice win in game one. So next game, we have an Abomasnow on the lead here, and this is a very, very nice matchup, especially since they're running Powder Snow. Even though he's not running a Poison-type move, on the charge moves at least, the Poison Jabs are just going to shred this Abomasnow. And look at how little damage that Energy Ball does. Absolutely insane. And he is actually going to bait here with the Scald. I would have liked to see him just full send the Blizzard, because again, the opponent's probably expecting an Acid Spray there, and knew they could live it, so they do call it, but it does not matter, because this Energy Ball does not KO, so does get switch advantage, and that is really what matters with this team, is having switch advantage. And oh my goodness, he did not reveal the Blizzard against the Abomasnow, so the Venusaur doesn't shield, and that nearly one-shots. Tentacruel has just taken out 2 full health Mons, and now they have a Swampert, but he's got an Abomasnow, and yeah, that game is just over. Charizard just sits it out on the bench. So next battle, pretty quick start on this one. Some of these battles don't have like an intro, so it just goes right into them. So had a Heracross lead there, which is pretty nice. And they do safe switch into a Swampert, and he has the perfect answer for the Swampert. And does call the Sludge Wave as well, call that it's not a Sludge Wave. Correctly no-shields it, and I like this play. Just going to full send the Energy Ball, and the opponent does let it go. I think that's a really smart play. The Swampert knew it was in a pretty bad situation and didn't want to risk them calling a bait there and then making another move. So I like that play. They bring in a lowland Golem here to his Abomasnow, and he does full send the energy ball again and gets a shield. So nicely played so far. We'll have to see. Yeah, it's going to be a Rock Blast. Definitely going to KO here. And I'm imagining, yeah, he definitely has to bring in the Tentacruel. Nice charge move timing there. Throws after one Poison Jab right in between the Volt Switch. And unfortunately, this Skull just barely doesn't KO. So going to have to commit a shield. This could be a Wild Charge, and it is a Stone Edge. So still would have done a lot of damage. But now, I think this is honestly just a GG. The Heracross definitely does not like to see Tentacruel. As, yeah, Mega Horn's going to be resisted, and Rock Blast is just really not a very powerful move, and they could be running close combat as well, which is also resisted, so at this point, Tentacruel can just no-shield everything, farm down, yeah. Charizard comes in, gets the last fast move, and takes the game, so Chandelure lead here, very cool pick, and this is really not a great matchup for the Chandelure, despite the fact that they are resisting the Poison Jabs. This thing is super squishy, so I'm imagining a Scald probably nearly one-shots this thing, and yeah, gonna throw the Scald. And they did actually get the defense drop from the energy ball that they were running there. And he does take it out, and there's a Swampert in the back. So again, he does have switch advantages. This is absolutely massive. And just going to let his Tentacruel go down. Again, this is not an ABB style team. So a lot of times if you're running ABB and the opponent stays in a bad lead, you recognize that they must be double weak to your lead. And you do want to safe switch out of here. But with this team, the Charizard and the Abomasnow have very different coverage. So their coverage together can probably beat just about anything in the back with the correct alignment. So I like that play of just staying in there. As you see, they do have a Charizard in the back, so they were double weak to the Tentacruel, but his own Charizard and Abomasnow together should definitely be able to handle this pretty comfortably, because even if this is a Blast Burn, he will live it, and his Abomasnow is still very healthy, and he has 2 shields. So yeah, at this point, you just let the Charizard go down, save the shields for the Abomasnow, and Abomasnow will be able to easily beat this Charizard and the Swampert, and the opponent doesn't even go for the Blast Burn there. He lives it. Yeah, they surrender. So GG. Swampert lead here. This is really tricky. Like I said before, he is double weak to Swampert, so does kind of just have to stay in here and sack the Tentacruel, since the Charizard does not want to see it as well. And oh my gosh, the Tentacruel survives the Earthquake. That's a stab Earthquake. That's insane. And makes the Scald as well. So this is massive. Unfortunately, does not have switch advantage, but the nice thing here is if the Swampert's on the lead, this may be their best answer to the Charizard. So after the Swampert goes down here from the Abomasnow, the Charizard may have some nice matchups in back. I think that's what RealTrackStar's thinking here. And he is going to massively overfarm here. I like this play. Only needs a Weather Ball at this point. And we'll have to see what they have in the back. They definitely have an answer to the Abomasnow since they're running the Swampert on the lead. And they have a Fire Spin Charizard. So this is not bad. I like this play. Going to chip and then just needs to get out of here. Bring in that Charizard, and he still has 2 shields, and this Charizard's going to be a lot less spammy since it's not running Wing Attack. So going to throw the Claw. I think this is just about Claw range here, and they do shield it, so this tells us they must be weak to the Charizard and back. They do bait, unfortunately, but this is perfectly fine because their fast move pressure is really not that high right now. They do go for another Claw. As you see, really doesn't do too much, and I like this play. Overfarms quite a bit here. And I think at this point, a Claw will definitely KO. And they double shield their Charizard. So they're so weak to this Charizard and back. And at this point, do you just shield and farm down? I'm not sure if he can make the farm down. And wasn't sure if he was going to get there. So does bring in the Abomasnow just in case they made it to a move. And I didn't see what came in, but it looks like it might have been a Grass type. And it's a Venusaur. And yeah, this game is just over. He is at the Blast Burn. And Blast Burn is definitely, it would one-shot the Venusaur from full health, so that's a GG. Well played there. As you see, despite the lost lead, this team still managed to overcome it, and he has another Swampert on the lead here, so we'll have to see if he plays it the same way. And he does, again, overfarm, recognizing he's going to lose CMP anyway, and this time he's going to shield. And of course, this time the opponent baits. That always happens, but they don't actually build up to another Earthquake here, so this is huge. Easy no-shield here. Nice counting by RealTrackStar here, and going to just go for the Scald here. I don't think Blizzard would one-shot, so it makes sense to just go for Scald. It's going to need 2 moves anyway. And it looks like the opponent's just going straight for another Hydro Cannon. And as you guys have seen, Tentacruel just does not care about Hydros. These do absolutely nothing. And can very easily just throw the Scald here and either force a shield or switch, and does get switch advantage. This is absolutely massive because they have an Ampharos in the back. And Tentacruel is just so thick and makes it to another Scald. So probably going to be getting a shield here, and it does get a shield and gets the attack drop. And now this is just a pretty nice situation for Abomasnow. They do switch out here, which is huge. That tells me they're probably not running Focus Blast. I'm imagining they probably would have stayed in and thrown it if they were running it, but they switch out. And that means that Abomasnow is going to have a very nice matchup against the Ampharos in back there. So they're probably on Thunder Punch and Brutal Swing. And oh my gosh, the opponent's running Overheat on their Chandelure there. I was definitely not expecting that. So who knows? Are they running Overheat and Energy Ball? I have no idea what they're running. But yeah, since they're running Overheat, can just fully farm down. I like this play. The Ampharos did have the move, so just throws the Claw right away. They're going to be forced to throw. They do shield, expecting the Blast Burn. And now Abomasnow can just come in here and probably just Energy Ball this thing, and that's going to be a GG. So we've already seen they're probably not going to be running the Focus Blast here. Yeah, just a Brutal Swing, and it looks like the Abomasnow actually will survive one more as well. Could have thrown there after one Powder Snow. He does throw right away, maybe just expecting the Energy Ball to KO, but it doesn't KO. Does let the Volt Switch go through, but does not matter. Still gets the win. Very nicely done there, despite a pretty tough lead there. So next battle, another Heracross on the lead here. Heracross is pretty nice for the Tentacruel. It doesn't really matter if they're running Rock Blast or Close Combat or Mega Horn. None of it's really going to do that much damage. So just going to stay in here. I like this play. And they do go for the Resisted Mega Horn. That does not even do half. Tentacruel is just so bulky. And yeah, just going to go for the Scald here. I think the Scald plus some couple more Poison Jabs will KO. And I don't even think he needs to shield this move. He's going to do it just in case. But I think Tentacruel could have lived that. But yeah, it was just a Rock Blast anyway. But maybe just wants to maintain some health, recognizing they could be weak to this thing, and they are pretty weak to it, because Wall Rain is really not the best answer to Tentacruel. Unfortunately, he's not running a Poison-type charge move, but again, this thing is just so bulky that even though he's low, the opponent is still going to have to full send the Earthquake if they want to KO, and gets the attack drop as well. Scalds are chipping away. This Wall Rain's already below half health. And the opponent does, they go for the Icicle Spear, doesn't even KO, and they're going to be forced to dump another Icicle Spear. So Tentacruel has just put in so much work, and now brings in the Abomasnow. They have a Pidgeot in the back, and yeah, this is looking like a G to the G here, because Weather Balls are going to do so much damage. The opponent does still have 2 shields, but I think the play is here, call the Feather Dance. Yeah, calls the Feather Dance. I love that call. And now you just bring in the Charizard, but no, he's actually going to stay in here and throw the double debuffed Weather Ball. I think the better play here would be to have immediately swapped into the Charizard to reset the debuff. And maybe he's just going to let the Abomasnow go down. Yeah, going to let it go down, but now I don't think that he's going to be able to take this thing out before it debuffs him. So this might be a little bit tricky in the end, and does overfarm massively as well, and now going to get debuffed here. I like the no shield, definitely going to be a Feather Dance, but excuse me. Maybe the play is here just to go for the back-to-back Blast Burns. So maybe that's what he was thinking. Maybe he just knew that the Wall Rain was so low. And yeah, that makes sense as well. He recognized there that the Wall Rain was so low that even if he got debuffed, a Blast Burn would still KO. So he just farmed down and built up to the back-to-back Blast Burn. So that makes sense. Gets the win. Very nicely done. And there is an Executor on the lead here. So very spicy. And yeah, gets out of there because those Confusions do massive damage. And unfortunately, they do have an Ampharos in the back. But with a slight energy lead, he does make the Blast Burn first, and that does so much damage. Oh my goodness. And is he going to shield this maybe and fight for Switch? We'll have to see. And he is going to shield this. Wants to try to get Switch here, knowing that his Tentacruel doesn't really want to take that Confusion damage. And very nice timing here. Throws this Claw. I believe this is a CMP tie here. And the opponent does shield. And is he going to double shield here? He is going to double shield here and try for Switch advantage. Can he farm down? And he just barely does. He lives on like 2 HP. Crazy, crazy call there. And does have some energy as well to throw out whatever comes in. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. It's really hot in this car right now. Does have the Blast Burn. The opponent does shield it, but now can align his Abomasnow. And they are very, very weak to the Abomasnow. They're core broken by the Abomasnow there. They have a Wall Rain and they have a Executor. So they're fully core broken by the Abomasnow and back. And this is really not bad for the Tentacruel. Again, one Earthquake is not going to KO, and he's at the very least going to be able to get this thing extremely low. And I'm not sure, does he live an Icicle Spear here? And he does on 1 HP. Oh my gosh, Tentacruel, you thick monster. Holy crap. I did not think he was going to live that. And I think at this point, all he has to do is just massively overfarm. And no, actually going to just go for this right away. And I guess this makes sense. Maybe the Executor did have a Psychic loaded, and no, they don't. I think he should still live this, though, and get to a Weather Ball. We'll have to see. And yeah, does live that and does get to the Weather Ball. I was going to say, I think the play would have been to farm up to 100 Energy Ball the Wall Rain, and then have the Weather Ball loaded for the Executor, but gets it done anyway. Very nice win. and the opponent has a Shadow Zapdos in the next battle. This is absolutely terrible, but the opponent massively overfarms. This is huge here. Gonna allow him to get his move off first, and now he's gotten himself a shield advantage. So at this point, I would say I would probably just let this go, but no, he is going to shield this, and they do full send the Thunderbolt. So nice shield, but they are going to outpace him, I believe, to a second Thunderbolt here. So really going to have to double shield, but no, the opponent baits. Oh my goodness, opponent, not the time to bait there. They already had another Thunderbolt there, so that was a very bad bait by the opponent. And does chip the Politoed here that comes in, maybe recognizing that one Energy Ball wouldn't quite KO. I'm thinking that's probably why he chipped first. Because, yeah, an XL Politoed could definitely tank an Energy Ball from full health, so I don't mind the chip here. And it looks like the opponent is not running Blizzard because they're just spamming out Weather Ball after Weather Ball. And, yeah, these Weather Balls are just doing absolutely no damage whatsoever. So I like this play. Farms up to 100 energy, and now we'll have quite a bit of energy left over to throw whatever comes in. Takes out the Politoed, and they had their own Abomasnow back, but he has such a huge energy lead here that this is looking very nice. Going to probably make it to 2 Weather Balls before they even make their first one. And yeah, already at the second Weather Ball. And at this point, I think you just save that shield for the Charizard in back. Going to probably just let this go down. And yeah, you could even come in with a Tentacruel if you wanted here and just force them to throw an Energy Ball and dump their energy. And yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. I like this play a lot. And if they do Weather Ball here, I think you just switch into the Charizard right away to not allow them to farm down. But no, stays in and makes the Scald. Holy crap. Tentacruel, you animal. But this is going to get the shield here. But now this is going to be tricky. Has to hope that Zapdos does have a lot of energy. Has to hope he can get this Claw off before their next move. And just barely does. He overfarms and actually gets there. I think that the Zapdos had the Drill Peck there. So they were trying to get to the Thunderbolt there. But they overfarmed, do not get there. And now he's going to take out the Abomasnow here. So nicely played there. I think the opponent didn't really play that one super well. But RealTrackStar still gets a nice win against a really bad lead. And another bad lead here, another Swampert. We've already seen how he plays this. Just going to stay in. And unfortunately loses CMP to the Earthquake. We've already seen that Tentacruel can live an Earthquake. And this time he doesn't shield it and the opponent baits. So as Jamie Finn would say, the opponent is a big masturbator there. And they get their bait called. And at this point, he's not in the worst situation because they've already baited once. So I'm fully expecting them to bait again, and so is RealTrackStar. He calls the bait like a savage, and this is only another Hydro. Can definitely live another Hydro. And gonna shield it up. Could have lived it, but maybe just wants to preserve some health on the Tentacruel there. Maybe just recognizing they could be weak in the back since they are continually baiting, and they do have a Charizard in the back. And it looks like the opponent is going for the farm down, so they're going to be forced to respect this Scald. And at this point, you definitely just stay in, let your Tentacruel go down, and then put your own Charizard on this thing. And yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. Can tank one move very easily here, so no reason to shield. Probably going to be a Claw. And they do full send the Blast Burn there, so at this point, I think you kind of just have to save the shield for the Abomasnow, but no. He's going to respect it. It is the Claw. Could have lived it, but we'll have to see. Is this going to be the Blast Burn here, or is this just another Claw? Just another Claw. Definitely needs to just get this off right away, and yeah, I was going to say the opponent could switch out here, so just get this off right away and either get their last shield. And fortunately, they do let it go down, and there's another Virizion in the back. And I think if the opponent shields this, he should be okay. Because I think even if the opponent is running Stone Edge, I think that the Abomasnow can tank a Stone Edge and definitely can easily tank a Sacred Sword here. So we'll have to see what are they running here. Is it going to be the Stone Edge? And it is the Stone Edge. But Abomasnow hangs on, barely hangs on, and makes it to the Weather Ball. So crazy, crazy play there. I was worried about that one. I wasn't sure he was going to get the dub there. But nicely done. And I believe this is the last battle. So another horrible lead here. We have an Electivire. And this could be a Wild Charge. Is he going to respect it? He calls it. And it's just a Thunder Punch Savage call there. And again, he's double weak to this, so he just has to stay in here. His Charizard does not want to see this, and gets a shield as well, and the attack drop. And do you just let it go? No, he's going to shield up here, maybe try to push for that second Scald, but I think he's going to get outpaced here to another Thunder Punch, and does lose CMP. May have been able to live that since they were debuffed, but not going to take any chances. Wants to try to fight for Switch here, and maybe the opponent will just let this go down now that they have a shield and they're debuffed, and yeah, they do just let it go down. So he is down a shield, but at the very least, he does prevent his Charizard from having to see that. and the opponent is running a water gun Swampert in the back. And this is actually not a bad situation at all for his Abomasnow, because water gun Swampert is just going to be way less spammy. I'll have to see. I wonder if they're going to be running Sludge Wave here since they're running water gun. We'll have to see. Is this going to be a Sludge Wave here? And it is the Sludge Wave, but oh my gosh, the Abomasnow still hangs on, shrugs it off. But unfortunately, he does lose CMP. But I think Charizard wing attacks down before they make another move. But they actually just give up switch there. And this is actually going to be really rough here. I think the Politoed probably will get to 2 Scalds before he takes it out. We'll have to see. It's going to be very, very close. So sorry, guys. And they're actually on Ice Punch. So that's the win con there. I was going to say, if they're running Scald, I think he just loses this game. But it appears that they are running Ice Punch and Dynamic Punch. So all he has to do now, I like this play, overfarm massively, double up on the Claws. First Claw is going to take care of the Poliwrath, and the second Claw is going to take care of the Swampert, and that is going to be a very well played final battle against a really tough lead as well. So yeah, they were actually, were they? Okay, I was going to say, I thought that they had already used their last shield, but yeah, he just knew that they were low on energy, so he could outpace them. So that's why he overfarmed a little bit extra on the last battle. So very well played battles by RealTrackStar. I really appreciate you, man, sending me in these battles. As many of you know, I'm kind of a noob when it comes to other leagues outside of the Great League, but I have been working on some Ultra League mons here recently, so I will be getting you guys some Ultra League content here when the Ultra League comes back around here shortly. But anyway, thank you guys so much for bearing with me through today's video. If you are new to the channel, please do consider subscribing, because the more subscribers we can get, the more Pokemon my wife will let me play.